Hi there, my name is Fehr and you're Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share and subscribe and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I have been reading Time Lord Victorious Monstrous Beauty, the Doctor Who magazine comic strip entry into Time Lord Victorious, the multi-platform story, which is a very good. Well, the story itself isn't that bad, but it is not really coming out very good. It's not really coming together very well. We're going to be talking about it in quite some detail about what they can do with it. Is it worth your time? Is it worth your money? Not really. No, it's not. But yeah, we're going to be talking. But before we get there, can I ask you guys? Can you hit that like button? That'd be great. Can you hit the share button? That's even greater. But mostly, can you hit that subscribe button? That would be fan-dabby double dozy now. If you hit the subscribe button, other than making a rabbi ridiculously happy, and I'm telling you, it is absolutely ridiculous how happy it makes me. But it makes me ridiculously happy. Other than that, you can enter my weekly competition. So the prize this week is giving away tonight, and next week's prize will be chosen tonight when I'm on the TARDIS zone. We're doing a watch along of the David Tennant episode, the Martha Jones season 42. So this is the first time I've seen a Chris Chibnall episode before the Chris Chibnall era, which, yeah, if you know my channel, you know I love the Chris Chibnall era, but I don't remember hating that episode, so I'm going to be intrigued to see what my thoughts. Anyway, so we've been doing the prize draw tonight. The prize is the Mummy DVD collection. This is The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, the two Brendan Fraser movies. He did a third one, but it was crap. Forget about it, and it's not in this box set anyway. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel, subscribe, and in the comments leave the hashtag Imhotep. Go and check the video notes. It tells you everything you need to know. You can just copy and paste it into the comics, making it very easy. While you're checking the video notes, go and check out this link as well. It's to my Indiegogo. I've got a Indiegogo launching in a couple of weeks, and I'm trying to build up an email list. If you can sign up for this is just gold for me. Thank you very much. I am, and even if you're not planning on making a purchase, but make a purchase anyway, because these two comics that I got coming out are freaking awesome. Now, if you sign up on the email list, what I can offer you is one of these for the male gaze. For the male gaze, very artistic art cards, free with any purchase, just for you. Well, not just for you, for anybody signing up, really. So if you can hit that sign up, that would be really, really fantastic. Thank you very, very much. Fine, let's talk about other comics. Let's talk about Monstrous Beauty. So yeah, Time Lord Victorious is not working out too good. It's not working, and it's not because it's a bad idea. It's because it's been badly executed. It's a reasonably good idea, very badly executed. The central story of Time Lord Victorious is told in two books: The Fool, The Juggler. I can't remember what it's bloody called. That's written by Stephen Cole, and I hear it's a bit of a light, quick read, throwaway. But the basic premise of it is that David Tennant's Doctor, at the end of Water of the Master, has become Time Lord Victorious. He says, I can do whatever I want, and he decides to remove death from the universe, right? So to do that, somehow he can go back to the dawn of time. That's not explained. That's in another of the modules of Time Lord Victorious. And he's going to erase this species called the Cthulhu, who assign the lifespan of every species in the universe at the dawn of time. Now, the Cthulhu, quite an interesting villain. I got to know them a little bit with a Big Finish release called The Lesser Evil, maybe. I can't. They had two Master short strips read by John Carshaw. Master Thief, which wasn't really that great. That was a Delgado story, and the other one. Who wrote it? I can't remember who wrote it, but that was an Ainley story. John Carshaw's reading of it, absolutely fantastic. And the Cthulhu, really interesting. Nothing about them here, or how they can get back to the dawn of time. That apparently was told in an escape room, and that's really kind of a vital piece of information that you need to understand this specific story. So, but here, the trouble with Time Lord Victorious is again terribly mismanaged, and each thing has to be its own entity, and because they make it so cauterized from the rest of Time Lord Victorious, because they do that so severely, there's no incentive to read the other bits of it, and also the roll-up's been terrible. Just a lot of stuff of it has not really worked out well. So anyway, let's just look at this comic strip, in its own merits, not as one of the wider Time Lord Victorious strips. So. Who does the artwork? I guess we're going to come across the this is written by Scott Gray. Oh, there it is. John Ross did the artwork, and James Effendi did the colours. This is kind of pretty standard Doctor Who comic strip artwork. It's not great, not terrible. It's in the style of Doctor Who magazine, which I find has a different style and pace to your average your average comic strip. So this has a Ninth Doctor story, and it's how can I explain? It's a Ninth Doctor story, but it doesn't really feel very Ninth Doctor. It feels kind of generic, and you can put any other, and you can really put any Doctor in there. It's not really. It doesn't feel opposite to a Ninth Doctor, but it's. I mean, it just feels a little bit disposable. A little bit disposable. So they end up going to the Dawn of Time again. No idea how they could get past all these. The barriers, whatever, the time locks, whatever, and they're at the war with the Gallifreyan war with the vampires. Not even Time Lords, they're Gallifreyans right now, and they meet this angry woman, because that's the only type of basically the only type of woman they can. The only type of woman that anybody can write nowadays is one that doesn't suffer fools gladly, and she's Commander Rassilon. Really fine, like it's like we get it. We get it. You feel that gender and sexuality is fluid. We understand. Everybody who works in the entertainment industry in any capacity feels that gender is fluid for universally, and that's the message they want to keep pumping to you. Unfortunately, science and humans don't tend to agree with you that much. But anyway, there's a bit of stupidity they have to put they have to put in there. So the story meanders along reasonably well. Again, the artwork is the artwork is what the artwork is like. The Doctor has to hide who he is because he's in the Dawn of Time and he doesn't want to get involved in this, the vampire war, which I thought was a bit of an interesting idea. Rassilon's not very nice. Mrs. Rassilon's not very nice. She's got this scientist here. This guy. He's like a friend of the Doctor. They got this scientist here who's working for her, and the whole thing just plods along. And you find out they're in the war. I do like, and we're going to see a little bit more of this, the vampire fleet technology. But essentially, it ends up with a vampire kidnapping Rose and taking her off to their vampire fleet, leaving the Doctor to use that other bloke, the scientist guy, as his fill-in companion for the story. So here we see one of the true vampires, and everybody else is just people they've recruited through other species. It does end on a pretty good cliffhanger when Rose, we've seen Rose in this outfit from that really good poster by Lee Binding, which essentially sold us Time Lord Victorious, right? It sold it to us. I only wish it lived up to that. I really do. Ends up with a pretty good cliffhanger at the end of episode 1, where Rose is a little bit of dinner for for the three vampire sisters. So anyway, the story progresses in part 2. The Doctor is with this scientist guy as his filling companion. Okay, fine, it's a good enough idea to split the Doctor and the companion. I like the vampire shits. They were kind of organic, and they call cucurbites, and I don't know what that word comes from, but it does sound somewhat organic. Sounds like something like some blood thing that you have. So the blood technology that they survive on. And I also kind of like this design of their main ship, which obviously echoes an inverted cathedral surrounded by all these little squiddy things. So the story again, the story is half the length for issues, episodes 2 and 3. The whole thing is only 32 pages long, which is a short one shot, essentially. They got a bunch of so you see the vampires have enslaved people to work in their mines or whatever, by making them into vampires and feeding them vampire blood. This guy is, the Doctor keeps saying, "Oh, you didn't used to be a vampire. You go try and regain your humanity. Tries to, connect with them. And the second part ends with a fairly decent cliffhanger. Rose, who had been missing from the second part, has and was just left for dinner at the end of the first part, has apparently turned out to be not the best food. Everybody who tried to eat her is sick, and now she is a vampire. Which again, that stuff works pretty well. And then we get into the final straight. We see bow ships turn up. You know, the name check from what was it? State of Decay, I think. It's a little bit disappointing there. The realization, but then, that's really the problem with prequels. In general, it's a problem with Time Lord Victorious. But this prequel is, it sounded very mythic when they said the Time Lords went to war with the vampires with their giant bow ships. That sounds mythic. And then when you see it, and if it's anything less than mythic, which is what it is here, I think maybe if they had another 20 pages to build it up and tell the story better, it probably would have worked better. But it's not mythic, and it's just and you got the annoying female Rassilon, which again, I understand your damn religion is that every human being has to be gender neutral. Oh, and of course the commander has to be female. For once, just let the agenda go and tell a story, right? Just tell a freaking story. That would be great. So the Doctor, as Doctorish Weisz, causes a revolution and defeats the vampires. And again, this story ends completely not connected with Time Lord Victorious. Completely cauterized away from it for some bloody reason. I know, so obviously I guess we're going to get a flashback in that second book where Exeter's Doctor goes back to the bloke from this story and says, "Hi, remember when I helped free you from the burdens of slavery? Can you help me out?" That's obviously what's going to happen. But it's like these little bits of extra history, extra story that you don't normally add dimension and character. You don't need to see it. When John Pertwee says, "I remember saying to Napoleon, Boney, I said, an army marshal in the stomach." That sort of thing. You don't need to see it happen. You don't need to see that to appreciate it. And when you do see it, it's a little bit unnecessary. Much the same as this. So this, I think, is taking a passage from the next Time Lord Victorious book and spinning it out into its own story, which is separate from the main one. Who cares? Basically, the bottom line, who really cares? I don't think many people care. I don't think Time Lord Victorious has worked out that well. They probably sold a bunch of stuff on it on their basis of that poster, but sadly, it has not lived up to the promise of that poster. So there you go. Time Lord Victorious, Monstrous Beauty. I don't know what they can do, what they can really do with this. They've again, it's a 32-page story, so you can't really release that on its own. Even with bonus material, where you're getting up to 50 pages, it's going to be nothing. Maybe I think it'll be a mistake to release it with the Jodie stories because many fans, I was going to say most fans, I don't know if most fans, but many fans will not buy something with that is predominantly Jodie Whittaker. Honestly, the best bet is to release this with a bunch of bonus material and with a bunch of backup strips. So look at these backup strips that let me just pull this up. Look at these backup strips that they have. They got a ton of them that they still haven't released. So I'd love to see something like Return of the Daleks, Final Quest, Stolen TARDIS. I remember seeing it, Warlord of the Ogrons, and all these were 3 or 4 pages each. I reckon they could just knock out a bunch of these. Absolutely knock out a bunch of these and put them in a trade. And that trade, I think, would actually have some value. That trade is something that I would actually like to read. If they try and mix us in with the Jodie stuff, forget it. No one's in. You're not saying. You know what? You're just burning the money. You're just burning the money that you put into making this because people will not buy this with Jodie Whittaker's face on the cover. It's just the bottom line. And listen, true. Granted, I don't like the current. I don't like Jodie Whittaker. It really. As Doctor Who, I just don't think it's working in any way. But the bottom line is it's not working in terms of a commercial property. People do not like it. That's the bottom line. People are not enjoying it, and I'm sorry if that upsets you, but it's still the reality. And then another thing of the reality is here. I'm going to remind you, please go click the sign up. Go click the sign up. That'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. My name is Fehr Beckin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.